Greetings, sister.
Yes, greetings, beloved. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. I was just texting you.
Oh, really? Am I a bit too late for you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. It's Pisces. Time just flies. Time.
Right.
Yes, my love. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for recommending me to others. That's very nice of you. I want to thank you for that. That
You're
was a
welcome.
good deed. Yeah. So how can I help you, my love?
I'm just trying to get some questions to some dreams that I've been having
Mm.
that I don't quite understand. So I'm hoping that my spirit guides and ancestors will chime in and help give some understanding of some of the dreams that I've been having.
Okay. Let me just tell you real quick what's coming through for you. Adventure is coming through for you, meaning um do not limit, and hear me out clearly, do not limit yourself to what is going to come. Now sometimes you receive blessings and you're like, oh wait, hold on, this is a little bit too much. And this is something that I feel like is going to come in the near future, where there might be a shift, is what they're saying with you. There's going to be a shift that is happening with you, and you may not understand exactly what is happening. And sometimes when people don't understand what is happening, they tend to not, how can I say, take advantage of the whole cycle. Rather, it is a spiritual enlightenment, is what they're saying, or rather something happening on a physical level. But there is going to be a shift, and what they're saying is just be embrace, or just rather embrace it or accept it. In any event, if it feels good to you, whatever's gonna happen in the near future, and I'm feeling more so like it's gonna be like a spiritual like outburst. Whatever's gonna happen to you, just accept it. It may happen quickly, too quickly, where you, like you said about your dreams, things are going to be happening in your dreams, or rather you're going to be able to foretell future events if this is not already happening with you. I see two angels here for you, my love. And they're dressed all in white, and they have white candles. So we're speaking about purification, and I'm also seeing purification, cleansing, removal of unwanted substances, or removal of um other people's energy, quote unquote, in a sense. But it's more so
Right.
of like the light bringer, bringing him into a state of, from low to high, meaning letting go of egotistic things, um, only for you to align yourself with the angel in you, or the higher side of you, or the godhood in you. And it's interesting because there's three angels, and they're all black women, slim tall black women here, and they're giving you these candles. So I'm feeling like on a Friday, you should light up, and it may be in association with Mama Oshun. I'm not sure, because they're speaking to me about Friday and the number 13, in any event. So 13, we're dealing with mystic situations, metaphysics, spirituality, the occult, the unknown, anything in that subject or category, is what these three angels are saying to me, that you should light up these three candles so that you can align yourself with that unknown side of you, or that unknown, just aura, things that is going to happen in the near future that you can be able to tell. So the three candles is definitely resonating with you, that you should do in the near future, starting on Friday, for you, so as more so like a purification, or purifying yourself, or clearing. It's like a clearing. um Also, you have to understand what they're saying, clearing from past life trauma, as well, because you're resonating, or you're going into a new dimension, is what they're saying. Dimension, he's going into a new dimension. It's a dimension, it's not a cycle, it's a dimension. In my opinion, cycle may be a dimension, but cycle is just things that we go through. dimension is a level. You see, it's the level that we're going to. So in terms of you, and I'm gonna allow you to express yourself. It might be in connection with what I'm saying with your dreams, but these three sisters here, are angels of yours. Give me a second. One has blue eyes actually. One has blue eyes, and you know they say that I'm not quite sure if the blue eyes um are recessive, but I do know that um the blue eyes in a sense, or rather the hazel eyes, is a natural eye color for black folks, or rather for melanated folks. It's just a different shade of melanin. Because we all say that, oh, melanin is black. No, but melanin can be also light skinned, but it's just a different frequency, right? If you look at it on a scale, you have blue, black, and then you have light skin. Like, just because I'm light skinned don't mean that I don't have melanin, right? So when I see this woman here with blue eyes, I question it in a sense. So now your spirit guides are saying, like, no, just because she has blue eyes doesn't mean she's not black, or she's not a black, woman, in a sense. So this makes sense to me. But she is like, she's your guardian angel, and she's always been with you. I want you to, have we spoke about crystals in your last session, my love?
No.
Okay. You want to work with blue crystals, my love. Blue. Anything blue that your spirit is drawn to. So we have blue lace agate, we have lapis lazuli, we have sodalite. We have so many, but I feel like more so it's like a crystal blue. Like when you go to the Caribbeans and you see the water is like crystal blue, beautiful blue or whatnot. Um, Deal with those type of crystals when you go into the dream world, is what they're saying. Deal with those type of crystals when you go into the dream world. And guess what I'm seeing? I'm seeing you also. When they mummify, this is deep. This is perhaps okay. What resonates with the number 13 with you? You're a Pisces, right?
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm feeling that. Okay, right, because we mentioned that in your last session, but I just want to make sure but I'm seeing you in one of your years and times. I don't know if this came up last time, but like when they preserve organs, the mummies or the pharaohs, they used to preserve their organs.
Mhm.
I'm seeing you preserving their organs. I'm seeing you in the tomb, in the tombs, or when they are ready to go into the spirit realm, or rather when they're ready to transition into another dimension. You were one of the helpers, and I'm feeling like they're saying, like, what is it? It's not a student, but it's like apprentice. There you go. You were apprentice. Um, Helping or preserving organs. In that sense, you were preserving organs, and that will relate to the number 13. Because again, the number 13 is a very spiritual and mystical number. The number 13 actually relates to witchcraft and stuff like that. Witches is people or women that are able to foresee the future. So that's the type of energy that I'm picking up with you in terms of where you at and where you're going, on your spiritual journey. Do you work in the medical field or anything, or?
I used to work for Kaiser in the medical field for about 8 years, and I just quit in May.
So
I was in the medical field for 8 years.
Oh, bingo. Okay, there you go. Okay, and where was it you said, Kaiser?
Huh?
What was the name, the brand, the company's name?
Kaiser Permanente.
Ooh, can you explain a little bit what is that about? So I can get a better understanding.
Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah.
Kaiser Permanente is the new the company that the government chose to, to start their new program through Barack Obama to offer the medical expenses with. So they were like one of the first companies that they chose. And so Kaiser is like a large company here in California, like in Northern, Southern. They just opened up an office in Georgia, and they have some offices in Oregon and different ones. And they're like on the front end on the technology side of it, because they do all their documentation, their labs and everything is all on the net. And so I can go in and get a blood test, and I can get my readings in the next couple of hours, and it's text on my phone, and I can log in and I can see my results.
Wow.
And so they're like on the technical side of the technology in the medical field. So.
Oh, wow. Now let me ask you this now. When you first started, right? What drawn you to working with them? Like, what draw you? Like, was it just something you wanted to do?
I just wanted to work for a medical field or a medical industry for some reason. It was just an aspiration that I had. I didn't understand why I was drawn to go work for a medical field, but I knew that I was going to be in technology. And I knew that, I said if I could be working for somebody, I'd rather work for a hospital, because I know people always, the hospitals are going to always be around.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because I was working for Northrop Grumman, which is like one of the aerospace companies at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in school, and the opportunity opened up. Now, I was just going up there for my, to register for classes. I was going to the school to register for classes, and I saw that they had a job fair up there, and I saw Kaiser. I'm like, Kaiser. So I went over there, and I talked to them. I said, listen, blah, blah, blah. They were like, yeah, well, we have a new program for students that go to this school that, said if you go to this school, you can come in through us directly as a full-time employee, because they normally hire through contract jobs. So I went, I ended up getting hired, and so that happened 8 years ago. So I quit the other job and started with Kaiser.
Yeah.
And I was there for 8 years. Yeah.
So the reason, now let me and remember, you hit it. You said I wanted to start. I didn't know why my spirit drawn me to the medical field, but this was just something that I wanted to do, right? So that relates to you working in the tombs or working in the sacred space when dealing with organs, when the ancestors will make their transition. It's all about, because we have old cells in us, or rather old DNA, information in us that's there. That's why there's nothing on this planet that we can't do, just as long as we tap into it, right? So that is why you were tapping into what is already instilled in you, working with patients, or working with the sickly in any event. And I definitely feel like with you, just even in the near future, you are someone that will be good with rather herbs, healing, helping people to get back into their natural form, because again, Pisces are known to be nurturers anyway, and healers anyway. So in any event, and you will be very delicate, is what your spirit guides is saying. Like, he'll be very delicate. He will understand. Because some people, there's a difference. And I'm gonna use myself. Some people, I understand a lot of things that my clients go through. Why? Because I've been through them, right? In opposed to someone else, another psychic who probably just have psychic abilities, or a psychic medium that hasn't been through stuff at all. So you can't really relate, and you don't really understand.
Right.
So that's the difference with you. You will be able to understand, because the DNA, the genetic information has been instilled in you, or it's already with you. So that's a beautiful thing, my love. Number 13, the occult, mystical, unknown. When's your birthday?
Wow.
When's your
I'm
birthday?
sorry, what did you say?
When's your birthday?
My birthday is February 29th.
Oh, 29th. Okay. Okay, so you're a February Pisces. Okay, 11, master number, right. Oh, 29th? Okay, so here you go, right? So you want me to break this down for you real quick? Okay, so you are February 29th, right? 2 plus 9 is 11, right? And then you have the February, which is the second month, and 2 plus 11 is 13, my love. There you go. All right? Yeah. Get with that program. Get with that program. The number 13, right there. Yeah. Mystical, unknown. Psychic. Yep. So now, how can I help you, my love? What's going on with your dreams?
Okay, so let me respond to a couple of things that you mentioned. You mentioned 3 candles. I have 3 candles on my altar, and I was inspired to put those 3 candles because I had one initially for a long time. But maybe about a month ago, I added 2 more candles. So I have them in a pyramid shape, but I added 3 white candles on my pyramid. And another thing, when you were talking about, the helping being one that would help with the organs and helping ones to transition. Someone did an Akashic record reading on me. It was like I had attended a seminar and I was given a 20-minute consultation, Akashic record consultation. So in the consultation, the lady was explaining to me that when she spoke to my higher self, Akashic records, I'm part of what's called a council in the 5th dimension. My higher self is on the council of 12, which is called the Sisters and Brothers of Body and Light. And in this, my job, my sole job is to help one transition their desires from the spiritual world over to the physical world.
Or vice versa.
Or
vice versa, rather the transition from the physical to the spiritual. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Or vice versa.
Yes.
And I was, that was interesting to me because I was telling her that I was really looking into like crystals and herbs and sound and like frequencies and vibration, music, all these different things, so I can learn how to help ones to come out of things. The blockages that you come up with, your emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. And I'm just really looking into learning all these different modalities so I can help. And I was explaining to her what I wanted to do, but she was suggesting that I ask the Creator to see if I can ask the transitions to help me to be able to package what I do in the spiritual world into this physical world, so that I can not only help people as I desire, but I can also sustain myself.
So it makes sense. Yeah. So now you're getting more information on that from me. So then it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You was a young boy, my dear. You was a young boy doing this. And you could have been the son of one of, I'm feeling more so like you were perhaps, but then again, how can you say, because here it is. I feel like you were perhaps one of the son of an empress that ruled a particular era, a dynasty or something. I feel more so like that. But then if you were a son of someone that ruled, but who was your father? I'm not picking that up. You understand? Like, I'm not picking that up. I'm just getting the connection that your spirit guides is just giving me the connection that you were a young boy, a young one, doing this stuff, and he was the son of a very wealthy woman, or empress, or someone who what's the word for pharaoh for a woman? There's no word for pharaoh, for pharaohness. A pharaohness.
Goddess.
A goddess. Hey, okay, all right. Well, then we can say that. Yeah. But your mother was well known, and that's how come you were able to. Your mother was a high priestess. There you go. Your mother was a high priestess, so, you know, that's how come you were able to even be in that facility place, because there's only chosen ones that are able to work with organs. That's a very big deal. Even if you look back into that era, like this, but so many people that can be near pharaohs, let alone touch their organs. Okay, that's something deep. So it's coming along. It's coming along, and I'm glad that you are already aligned, or rather, I'm glad that you are already in alignment with these three candles that your spirit guides is showing me. So that's confirmation, for you, to light these candles up on a Friday. And again, they're saying this is dealing with purification, purifying yourself, only for you to see the light, right? And the light is, I guess, whatever you consider the light to be. Okay.
I'm one of the things I'm trying to get understood is manifestation. Like I'm in the process of creating or creating a path so I can sustain myself, so I can really get into my practice. But it's hard for me to really focus in on that if I'm working for somebody else, because especially for the type of work I do, it's just so draining. So that's why I began my journey. You know, when I quit my job, I was in the process.
You're breaking up.
You know, trying to create.
You're breaking.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm in the process of trying to create or manifest some work, you know, because it's hard for me to do develop my spiritual journey working for somebody else, because it just takes so much time. I mean, not so much time, it's just so draining.
Yes.
And so that's why I quit working for Kaiser on May 27th. And I've been, you know, just trying different things and just trying to manifest some work, or a way that I can sustain myself. I ain't trying to get rich. I'm just trying to sustain myself so I can, you know, do my studies and, you know, and grow. But it seems I can feel that it's coming, but I'm not quite clear on the direction, because I have so many interests, and I don't have just one that just stands out above the other. You know, I have knowledge in IT, then with everything that I'm learning now about the crystals and the pendulums, and these different works. So I'm trying to see, well, which way should I go? You know, I'm just trying to. I don't know.
They're more so. I feel like with you again is more esoteric knowledge that you should encounter, not more so with crystals but pyramids, understanding the dimensions and the energy of pyramids, because to the extent that you understand the dimensions and the shapes and the energy of pyramid, is to the extent that it will relate to you and your growth. Meaning, like for me, right, mandalas, like in the corner of my room and stuff, you will see pyramid shapes. That's when I meditate, and in my mind, just zooms into that. Once your mind begins to zoom into these different shapes and different forms, it begins to unlock a lot of blockages that has been locking in the subconscious mind, right? And once these things are once these things begin to unlock within the subconscious mind, now it becomes more freely to connect with the spirit realm. So, in my opinion, or rather what your spirit guides are saying, in order for you more so to have that strong foundation, or that how you say, the secure foundation, or rather, this is what I want to do, You gotta unlock certain blockages that has been blocking you from connecting with the cosmic forces or with the universe. Again, that deals with the number 13, the unknown, the unseen. So to start with, you definitely the pyramids. Definitely the pyramids. Because not only are,
Right.
say that again.
Sorry.
You breaking up, brother. What did you say?
No, I was trying to understand what I needed to start with.
You pyramids, the pyramids,
Okay.
the pyramids. Did you hear what I said previously?
Yeah. Well, I yes, I heard the pyramid part, and then you started to explain it part because we're breaking up.
Okay, so you didn't hear what I was what I explained, or should I repeat myself?
Yes, you can repeat. After you mentioned about the pyramids, and you had mentioned how you meditate with the pyramids, and then you were kind of breaking up after that part.
Okay, so what I was saying to you, what your spirit guides, what we are recommending for you is to start with the pyramid knowledge, right? Because once you start with the pyramid knowledge, what they said was it will unlock certain things that has been blocking your subconscious mind, because the pyramids has different different shapes, different energies about them as well. So once you begin to tap into the different shapes, the different energy, as a result, it will help you to unblock the things that has been blocking your subconscious mind. And as we know, the subconscious mind is the one that has the connection to the universal creator. So in order for you to be on a straight path, or rather, in order for you to be like, no, this is what I should be doing, or feeling secure about your next move, you have to what? First have that secure relationship with your own spirit, right? Your own, who you are. So in order for you to have that relationship with who you are, the subconscious mind has to be free and clear. That's purity. That's the number white again. I mean the color white, right? So the pyramid shapes with all its different dimensions and shapes and geometric shapes, it will help you to get closer to the spirit realm. So that's the first thing that you want to start with. That's the first thing, because you're saying, what should it do? Should it do the crystals? I don't feel too much that the crystals should be your primary focus, but the pyramids, yes.
Okay. No, and then the other thing I want to mention to you is about that number 13. Maybe about a month and a half ago, I was doing my meditations, and I saw 5 numbers. So I saw, five numbers. But one of the numbers, I wasn't quite sure if it was 25 or 24 after a few days. I was trying to figure out, like, is that number 25 or 24? So I was like, okay, 5 numbers. So I said, I wonder if he was playing with the lottery. So I went to lottery. I was trying to do the lottery, but there was, when you do like the super or the mega, whatever, it's 6 numbers. So I said, no, I was only showing 5. So I went to the Fantasy 5, and I played it the times, for like a week. So nothing. I think I waited like 2 or 3 weeks. I just went back to go see, what were the winning numbers. And I said, because I was going back, I was playing both 24 and 25 as my 5th number, because I wasn't sure if it was 24 or 25. So when I looked on, I think it was on August 15th or August 9th, it was one of those numbers, 4 of the 5 numbers came up, right? And I was looking, I was like, and the 5th number was 13.
Mm.
And I was thinking, I was like, every time, like, why was I showing these numbers and not showing the last one? But when I thought about it, when I added up 24, that comes up to 6. And I added 25, that comes up to 7, and you add them together, it's 13. I said, So I was trying to figure out, why was I showing just the 4 and not showing the 5 if I was going to be showing numbers for the lottery? I was trying to figure that one out.
Because that's how the spirit realm works. That's why I'm trying to tell you. That's how the spirit realm works. That's why people, see me on the screen and think that it's just channeling. No. That's why sometimes I say to my clients, or I say to you, let me just see, let me just look. Because it is the person, it is you, Courtney, that has to decipher what the spirit is telling you. But you have to be in tune with the spirit realm. That's the thing. That's the key. So yeah, they're gonna give you they're gonna give you the numbers. They're gonna give you the information. But you also have to understand that we're living in 2 different dimensions. Remember, I said levels. We're living in 2 different auras. We're in the physical. They're in the spirit. 2 different things. So because we have connection to the spirit, we are able to tap into the spirit. But we got to understand what language is being spoken. That's the key. You see, so that's just how the spirit realm works. That's just how it works. Yeah. I mean, hey, keep playing. I would recommend that you keep playing those numbers. Probably, one day it will come out in that way.
Right. Have you heard of math being a language? Because it's interesting that you mentioned, to get into the pyramids and the geometrics of those pyramids. But it just came across to me that numbers are an actual language. So I'm like, because I like math, but I never really spent the time to really get into it. But I would definitely do it if I needed to learn how to create pyramids and things like that, because I'm fascinated by those and how they're created out of crystals, and how some are created out of crystals, over energy grids, and these particular crystals hold energy or resonate sound that it can project according to the geometric shapes of the pyramids, and those sounds are resonated through those particular crystals that those pyramids are built from. All that kind of stuff is just fascinating to me. The vibrations and the frequencies. And like how each part of our body resonates a vibration or a frequency. Each organ vibrates at a certain frequency. All that kind of stuff interests me.
It's fascinating, and again, that's why with you, if this is what that's why I break down numbers as well in my readings, in my sessions, right? Because like you said, with numbers you can understand somebody's, who they are, or their frequency, or what is happening with them, or their energy level, right? Just like when I just broke down your birthday, right? 2 and 29, that's 13. And 13 again is the number that deals with the occult, right? The hidden things, that is hidden, things that is behind the scene, the root of all things. So the main fact that your spirit is drawn to these numbers, and as you just said, like, it's so fascinating where where things may come from. The where things come from part is the occult of where things are. Is where they come from. It's like, where you come from. Well, how did this happen? Let me dig deeper into this science. So numerology would definitely, or numbers would definitely be wise for you to get into as well. And then 2, besides, even if you look at your numbers 2 and 29, right? Even if you look at those 2 numbers, you have 2 plus 9 is 11. So 11 is the master number, is the least master number. You have 11, you have 13, and you have 22. So 11 right there is the number of transition and higher knowledge. Right there. Right there. Higher knowledge, higher understanding. Thought, what they say, thought, the Tahuti, whoever. You get what I'm saying? That's that type of energy. That's that type of vibration. So in any event, beloved, if you, now the crystal thing again, that's something different. But if you are definitely interested in numerology relating to the pyramid shape, that would be very wise of you, because again, in the our ancestors, they built the three pyramids in Egypt from numbers as well, understanding geometric shapes, alignment of things, the diameters of each pyramid. And they also did what? Lined it according to the star, how many miles apart, or how far the distance from these pyramids to the stars, right? What is distance? Distance is time, in a sense, right? And it also can be known as numbers. How many distance, or how much is it apart? So everything, and that's why they came up with the what? Pythagorean theorem. But they don't understand that this is a science. This is a spiritual thing. No Pythagorean theorem can never ever figure out how they built them damn pyramids in Egypt. No way. Right angle, left angle, I don't care, acute, whatever, long angle, right angle, whatever. You will never understand it, because it's a spiritual connection. You got a mastermind, my love. You got a mastermind, and you already closed out what has been stressing you, or rather taken away from your spirituality on a heavy frequency. So that's the first part, where you closed out that chapter in your life, only for you to begin something new again. Remember when I spoke to you about that in the beginning of the session, where I told you, I said, I don't know if this is something that you're going to be dealing, but this is dealing with new opportunities, right? Blessings, spiritual growth, spiritual blessings in any event. So this is what I feel like your spirit guides is saying. We're saying, actually, or is saying. Yep. So what's the dreams? You said, okay, hold on, but you said something about dreams. You had dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then tell me about the Honduras, and then let's get into your dreams.
Yeah, so I was offered the opportunity to go to Honduras in a month or so. I'm going to go out there for 10 days, and I can, at Dr. Sebi's facility with his family, so I can go out there and go do some spiritual cleansing, just to get away from the States.
Oh, yeah. Part of your spiritual blessing, yeah. Yeah, and once it all starts coming in, just embrace it. Once it all starts coming in, just embrace it. Even if I'm going to tell you one thing, even if you need to cry, not crying because, you're weak, but crying because that's a form of purging. It's a form of cleansing. Right. So that would be definitely good for you.
I don't see crying as being weak. It's a process. It's part of life.
Right.
And the need is going around trying to, want to talk.
Right.
That want to perceive that as being weakness, but it's actually strength that helps to make you whole.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So, let me get over to one of the dreams here. Okay, so this one, so this one, okay, so in this dream, I was looking at it, I'm just trying to get some understanding because I don't understand. It's about three of them. So a mechanical arm began to form from nothing, a golden mechanical arm. So So it was a golden mechanical arm that began to form from the hands up into the shoulder. And at the end of the shoulder, there was a round wood circular piece at the end. And there were like 3 cartoons, like fairies. They had large heads with small bodies, and they had wings. And when the arm completed constructing itself, let me see. Okay, so the arm finished constructing itself, and it was like just levitating in the air. And then you had the fairies, and then a ribbon came down from the heavens and came down and it landed on the earth, and it landed on a circular imprint. You know, it was a circular ditch, and the ribbon laid flat on that circular ditch, and then the arm slammed right down on that imprint, and it fit perfectly, but it made a real loud noise, like bam. I was like, woo. So I was like, what was that? And then the ribbon appeared, or the words appeared in the sky, only come to us. And I was like, what? Only come to us? Yeah, so, and that was the end of the dream, but I still see it, like I just saw it, you know what I'm saying, in my dream.
So remember when I told you about these angels here? That they came for purification. These are the people that are with you. But that arm, that was your healing hand, is what your spirit guides is saying. That's his healing hand. That's just an extension of his healing hand. This is the hands that you will be able to heal people with, or can heal people with. So when they say only come to us, meaning in meditation form, or rather, you know, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure they have it in Cali too, right? But they're known in Peru, different places, Brazil, different portals. They might even have some here in New York. Who knows? But within this earth, right, which I also call an entity, we have different portals, and if we go through a certain portal, we're going to be in another dimension, which again is another level, right? So I'm feeling like you went through a different portal. In the dream world, you went to a different world, right? A world where you are familiar with, because there wasn't no fear. But they're telling you they have to give you a check. They got to give you like a reawakening, or they have to give you, you know, epiphany. Listen, you are a healer. This is the hand. The circle, I'm feeling like, you know, like the hand of Fatima. Are you familiar with the hand of Fatima? The hand of Fatima.
No.
The hand of Fatima is in Morocco. They have the hand of Fatima, meaning it's the all seeing, is the hand that heals. But within this hand of heals, it also has the all seeing eye. It's very symbolic to healing and giving and nurturing. You could look that up. But it has the all seeing eye. But for you, the way it was presented with you is that your hand was smacked onto a circle, instead of the all seeing eye, which it can, or depending on the viewer, it could be the same or it can't be the same, depending on how you perceive it. But I'm explaining your dream to you, and I'm giving you examples of what examples in terms of how you can look at it. But that hand that was smacked into the circular shape, and again, the circular shape can also mean there's no beginning and there's no ending. It's an ongoing journey. Remember, I spoke to you about adventure, right? Earlier in this session, I spoke to you about adventure, going for it, accepting it, embracing it, right? So that circle itself, that geometric shape, can also be looked upon as it's an ongoing cycle. Spirituality, ongoing cycle. Life and death, ongoing cycle. This is an ongoing cycle with you. So that's what that was about. The healing hand. Yep.
Right.
The healing hand. You know, like superheroes, you know, black, you know, superheroes, all these superhero movies is based on black people, what we can do, our magic forces. Same thing with you.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have one more,
Sure.
two more actually.
Mhm.
So the second one, there were three heads with no body floating in the air. So the eyes and the mouth were made of the sun. So both eyes were the sun, and the mouth, and they're just floating. And suddenly, the three heads began shooting a big sun ray of light from both the eyes and the mouth into an object. And I couldn't really identify what the object was. I want to say that it was a crystal because when I, at the top of this light, you know, of the light, of whatever it is that they were focusing in on, I saw like something that was pointing that looked similar to a crystal. I wasn't sure if that was a complete crystal, but these three heads were shooting a beam of light into this object, you know, all three of them, and they were like in a, circling the object, and they were shooting this light into this object, and that's how that ended. And I wasn't like, what is that? I was trying to figure it out.
Was it coming out of you? Was it coming out of you? These three heads. Was it coming out of you?
I was witnessing them doing it.
You was witnessing. Okay, so let me get this straight before I break this down to you. You were witnessing it. Was it on a body, a small body?
Nope, I'm witnessing three heads with no bodies.
Oh, no
floating in
bodies.
the air.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Three.
Three heads. They didn't have a body attached to them, and then they're floating in the air, and then all of a sudden they started beaming their lights, the sun rays from both their eyes and their mouth into an object.
Oh, that was you. Oh, that's interesting. You know, they said that those was aliens. Those was good aliens, though. You just witnessed. Perhaps you should, when you do work with crystals, you should work with crystals that can be charged in the sun. But you were able to witness. You were just witnessing something that was happening, um, in another galaxy or whatnot. That's what it is. You know how sometimes, and these is and I'm feeling like these are the aliens that at times abduct people such as myself, like, you know, people that are into the spirit world and things of that nature. Again, my love, you're a Pisces, so these kind of dreams is going to come about because Pisces, we dream about things that is like the occult, or we dream about extraterrestrial beings, and you know, other type of spirits and entities and things. And I'm not saying that only Pisces do that, but from experience and from with clients, my main clients that dream about aliens and things like that are Pisceans, and I do too. So the only thing that I can say about that is you were witnessing, um, rather like a ritual, or you was witnessing something from these entities or these deities. It happens. It happens. And the message that you can get from that, the message that you can get from that is, you know, just charging your crystals in the sun, because what was coming out of their mouth was like, you know, a radiation, or rather a frequency that was able to charge these crystals. The only frequency that's going to be able to charge crystals like that is the sun, because you ain't got that coming out your mouth. You know, you don't got that, you know, heat, or that light that's coming out. Not yet. Let me tell you something. You want to get into sun gazing if you haven't already done so. That's gonna help you out as well.
It's interesting that it's interesting that you said that. In August, I went to Gibson had a seminar up in Chicago called the Solar Paradosis. And what the solar paradosis is, it's a process to get you to start communicating with the sun. The sun is an actual living entity.
Oh yeah.
And there are six steps or six levels that you go through in the solar paradosis. And so in the first step, as you're learning, as you're doing your sun gazing and you're using these symbols while you're doing your sun gazing, the sun will respond to you by flashing as your consciousness begins to expand. And I experienced that. I recorded it. I have it on my phone, and I've been showing people. I said, listen, the sun blinked for me because my consciousness is expanding. And it doesn't do it unless your intent is right, and you're consistent with it. And then there's other levels that you get to where you can start and doing. I mean, the things that you can start doing just from expanding your consciousness.
Let me tell you something.
Everything that we see, the walking on water, the flying, that stuff is real. It's not we just been shut down and where we have all these distractions and we can't tap into our true nature because of this distraction that we have. The food, the air, the TVs, the education systems, how we're being taught, all that stuff is a distraction to keep us from. It's amazing.
Not only that, the chemtrails. That's why.
Right.
The chemtrails. Yeah. So again, you have to defeat this kind of stuff, right? So it's good that you are already on it, and that's why I can't stress so much, but that's why your spirit guides is, and you may even be experiencing things that it's going to be too much for you because the physical body is going to have to catch up to the spiritual with you. And that's why they say embrace everything that is happening, because if you're already into the sun gazing is one of my favorite medicines. I always say it's one of my favorite medicines. I sun gaze at least 3 times a week. Least. That's the least that I sun gaze. At least 3, as much as I can. Why? Because I understand that the particles, or rather the frequency in the sun also is within me. So we talking about somebody being sick. Think about it like that. You see people in the Caribbean. Most people in the Caribbean don't get sick that much. Why? Because they're always in the sun. Over here, even in Cali, but they got fresh food in the Caribbean. But even over here in New York City, the sun is not with us every time. That's why we have so much depression going on, right? So, you always want to, from as you're growing along your journey, you want to get that into play too, as a daily practice, or every other day, or even like I do, probably 3 times a day. I mean, not 3 times a day, 3 times a week. 3 times a week. Because the best way, did they tell you the best time to sun gaze?
They suggested, doing it an hour when the sun rises or an hour before it sets. But I'm at the point. I've been doing it every day, and I've been doing it for a length of time. So I'm at the point to where I can, a little bit past noon, I can look up and do that for like 10 minutes, or at different times. So. Okay.
Yeah, I believe I'm at the 10 minutes. I don't think I'm at 10 minutes. I think I'm at probably like 7 to 5 minutes, because again, I only do it like the least is 3 times a week. But if you're doing it more, then you should definitely be at 10 minutes, and it's a beautiful thing. And you could get nutrients and minerals and energy just from the sun. There's people that are just sun beings, breatharians. They just get their energy from the sun.
Right.
So, as you awaken and as you go through with it, things is going to begin to unlock, my love. Yeah.
And I have one more.
Sure.
Now, so, in this,
Say that once more.
and an initial dream that I had back in January when I was going through a Kundalini attunement initiation. In the first dream, I was in my meditation, and I felt like I just took off, like I was in a seat or something or a car, and I just took off, and I ended up in space. And I'm in space, and I'm looking at an object, a sphere come up from my bottom right. It's white inside, it has blue and green borders. It comes before me, the inside changes to purple, and I begin to see faces, like a slideshow. And then it after I saw the many faces, it went down towards my bottom left, and then it stopped, and it changed back to white. And I saw the guy that was doing the what it looked like him. He was dressed in all white, and he was doing these arm signals. So that happened back in January when I was going through the attunement. So maybe about 3 weeks ago, I had a similar, during my meditation, I saw something similar to it. This time I was in space. I saw a sun at the top. And on both sides of the sun, there were 3 gold bars on both sides of the sun. And then right in the middle, I saw I want to say it was like a Milky Way or something, but the inside of it was purple. But this time, instead of the faces being behind, the faces were coming through the purple. It was, so it was coming through, and I'm looking at the faces, and the faces didn't all come completely through. It was like up to their ears. And so their faces, and so I'm seeing the face, I'm like, wow. And I'm seeing many faces just come through. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So I'm still trying to get some understanding on what that is, maybe my ancestors, maybe me in another lifetime.
Yeah. I feel like that is all of the different attributes of who you are. Remember when you said that, and I'm gonna tell you, remember when you said that oh, I want to start, but I have so many things that I want to start, and I don't know where to start, blah, blah, blah. So because everybody inside of you want to start somewhere new, or start something. You have a spirit inside of you that want to start with crystals. You have a spirit inside of you that want to start with pyramids. You have a spirit inside of you that want to start with herbs. You have a spirit inside of you that want to start with this. You have different entities inside of you that wants different things. That's where the Kali Ma comes in at, where you see all, the different arms, and those different arms is the different attributes that this entity can offer the public or the world. Same like you. So the main fact, and hear me closely, remember you said you seen the white light, and then you also seen the purple light, right? So before you can see the white, which I was explaining to you early in this session, before you can see the white, which means illumination or higher centers, you have to go through the purple, the crown chakra, or rather the head chakra, right? Because the all-seeing eye is what? Oh, probably the all-seeing eye is purple, right? Of violet.
Right.
Is it? It's right. It's basically purple comes before white. So once you continue on your attunement journey, you will begin to align your chakras properly, and those are the colors that this person was sharing with you to work with. The all-seeing eye, which is the purple, and then the white light, which purifies the whole body. You now have became illuminated. You are now born again. You are now Christ, right? So that's what that was about. So again, that's just a guardian, or rather a spiritual guide that is showing you the things that you need to do in order for you to ascend, That's more so what it is. Ascending yourself to higher consciousness. Yep. With colors.
Right.
And colors is is dealing with your chakras in that situation. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm telling you, man. You know, the Pisces, us in the dream world. Everything that we want to know is in the dream world. It's in the dream world. It's there. Mhm. Yep.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I think that was it on the dreams that I wanted to ask about. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So so are the three angels still there? You said.
I'm here. Oh no, the three angels. Yeah, they're here. They're here. They came at the beginning of the session, and it's interesting because you've been seeing all of these different faces and spirits and entities, so it will make sense of why on my end three angels will appear as well. And one looking, remember I was like she look a little mixed or whoever she is, and you have been having visions of people that looks weird themselves too. But she doesn't look weird. She just had these blue eyes, and I was just like, is she a hybrid or what? And then your spirit guides told me no, it's not about her being hybrid. If you're speaking about melanin has different shades. So I'm like, okay, I understand now. But the angels, these three angels, they just came to provide me with the messages for you to go ahead and light up those three candles that you already have.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mhm.
All right. So
All right, beloved.
yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all
great.
I have.
I definitely thank you. Again, I thank you for recommending me. I thank you for choosing me once more. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure guiding you, my fellow Pisces, and you're on a very good wavelength. I must admit that you're on a very good wavelength. And you're keeping up, but it's a lot of past life things that you're tapping into as well. So that's good, just as long as you know how to perceive it properly, right? And that's gonna take some time, but it's all worthwhile. All
Right.
right. So as soon as I upload this video, I'm gonna do this right now because I'm extremely backed up with videos. So I'm just throwing these videos up right now, and I will send it off to you.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Thanks.
Create a blast.
Okay.
Create a blast.
All right.
Bye bye.